All right, y'all, let's get this session started. So I already washed my face, if you can't tell, because it is dry. So let's get into those products. For my cleanser, I just use Dove Sensitive Skin, the bar soap. That is consistently the only soap or cleanser I've been using on my face for like 2 years now. It really works to just control anything. So Dove Sensitive Skin. And let's get into my toners. The majority of my skincare, I use the Roch-Posay and Good Molecules. So for my at night toner, I use the Glycolic Exfoliating Toner. And this one says PM only and use SPF. I haven't experienced any sensitivity with this, but I like this. It really helps to like get rid of blemishes and things like that. So this is my favorite. It's kind of sold out right now and mine's like literally empty, so that's a bummer. And then in the daytime and sometimes at night, I use the Niacinamide Brightening Toner. It looks like this. I just got a brand new bottle. I have gone through probably 4 bottles of these each. Holy grail. For my serum, I like using the Niacinamide Serum by Good Molecules. It's in this little one. I usually apply this after my toner. For my moisturizer, I use the La Roche-Posay, what is this? Double Repair Moisturizer, Toblerone. Every time I see that, I think Toblerone, like the little chocolate bar. But anyways, I use this night and day. And then to top everything off, I usually use a sunscreen. Today, I'm going to be using the La Roche-Posay Anthelios Clear Skin Sunscreen with SPF 60. So what is up? I hope everybody is doing good. The weather is starting to be better. I mean, it has been raining here in St. Louis like all week, so that's been a bummer. But I'm excited for the springtime, hence why I'm even doing this video. And I'm super duper excited for summer. I want to start this video off chatting about what I'm excited for this summer, because I feel like I have so many like fun and new things going on. So where do I even begin? Also, sidebar, I usually put the niacinamide toner or both my toners on with a cotton round, but I'm out of cotton rounds. So I just did it on my hand. I don't know, it's like, I guess it's the same thing, but I kind of feel like it's really getting the skin clean when I do it with the cotton pad. So I don't know. So starting off right away, it's April. Yes, it's April. In May, no, y'all, literally this summer is so packed. Like, have you ever had a summer that's completely packed before the summer even starts? That is me right now. I have 2 like graduations to go to in May. My brother is graduating from high school and my line sister is graduating from pharmacy school, as well as it's her birthday. So I will be celebrating both of them. And it's gonna be so fun because that's at like near the end of May. I'm just very excited to be celebrating them both. And then me and my boyfriend and his sister are going to the Kendrick Lamar concert in Chicago. What? Yes, yo, we are going to the concert. It's going to be so fun. I can't remember where the place is at, but summer concert outside like that is such a vibe. And then what do we have going on after that? After that, the next month, we are going to a wedding. This will be our second wedding attending together, so it's gonna be so much fun. And then we're going on a trippy trip. I'm going to hold off telling y'all what that is. You will have to see when it happens. And then where are we at? We're in July. There's a couple of things that I just feel like, I'm not even gonna fully say because I don't know, I don't wanna block the blessing, but some good things going this summer. Towards the end of the summer, we're gonna be at my boyfriend's family reunion, which should be a lot of fun. We were at the family reunion last year. It was in Tennessee, so we had our whole country vibe. And then, y'all, your girl got tickets to see Chris Brown for the Breezy Bowl. I'm literally so excited. We're going to the show here in St. Louis, which is why I'm even more excited because I don't have to travel for like my favorite artists. So lots of things going on this summer. I literally am like, I'm like antsy about the summer starting. Antsy. Remember how I told y'all that I'm using the sunscreen to top everything off? Usually in the summertime, I do not do sunscreen and primer. Sometimes I rarely even do primer, like it just really depends. I feel like my skin produces a lot of moisture throughout the day, and sometimes primer can really make me feel like I have a lot of makeup on. Plus, with my skincare routine, I don't really feel like my makeup is clogging up my pores. But regardless, I will not be using a primer today because I will be using this instead. And anyways, I know how I said the concert is in like September, and that's technically not the summer anymore, but then in between there, like, I'm excited to go to some baseball games. At the end of this month, I'm going to get my free jersey. Absolutely. There's an opportunity for fans to go to the game and get free jerseys. So I'm just excited. It's gonna be so packed. Let me know y'all summer plans in the comments, or what you're excited to be doing, just anything. Like, I'm so excited for the summer. It feels like this past like couple of months has been very like, if you know, you know. But I'm excited for summer, and I feel like it's already summer. So getting into the next product, my two main like face products for kind of year round are the Niacinamide Yummy Skin Tint, which you've seen me use on this channel before, as well as the E.l.f. Halo Glow Filter. My shades in the E.l.f. Halo Glow is shade 6, and in the Yummy Skin Tint, my shade is number 12. I'm going to be using the E.l.f. today because this is a springtime glowy, very just, I don't know, effervescent, if that's the word, type of routine. So I'll be going in with the E.l.f. Halo Glow today. There are a few definitely like really interesting topics that I've talked about with my own friends, and I really want to take it to y'all and, I don't know, give y'all my unfiltered opinions about it and see what y'all have to say in the comments, if anything. So while I do my base, let's get into the first one. So the first one is like, if you're in the media, this might be a little brown for right now, but anyways, if you're in the media, you're probably familiar with the term soft life and seeing everybody have this like stay-at-home lifestyle. Hence why I didn't say stay-at-home mom, because that's completely different than what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who are not necessarily mothers, but who have stay-at-home life, period. Stay-at-home wife, stay-at-home girlfriend. And I don't know, I've been seeing a lot of it. I guess I have a lot of opinions on it. I'm not really sure. I guess I have a couple questions, you know. Are the people who are transforming into soft life, do they not necessarily have any career objectives or career goals? Genuine question. I am not judging or anything like that. Genuine question. I wonder, do some of these women have like career goals, or what kind of was going through their head when they made the decision, okay, yeah, this is feasible for me to be a stay-at-home person and have a quote-unquote soft life. Now, I'm probably going to, I really want to look up what the term like soft life means. But from my understanding, soft life is just like, you don't have to worry about anything, bills, food, anything. You don't have to worry about the day-to-day going to work and waking up early in the morning to go to work and having to do real things. And I don't know, like, soft life kind of gives me like, I can shut my brain off forever. I don't know. Does it give that to y'all? Like, let me know in the comments what you think of soft life. But I don't know. I think my opinion on it is that I wouldn't be mad at soft life, but I really think that I would get bored. I would get bored with that. Like, just not necessarily doing nothing all day, but okay, you establish a routine that's not based around work, but it's kind of just like free time all day. Like, I was just having this conversation just a couple days ago, and it was like, when you have that, I don't know, soft life, it's like every day is the weekend. And so I wonder, for people who participate in soft life, do they like have things to look forward to? Because I know at the end of a hard week, I'm looking forward to the weekend, I'm looking forward to a trip. But like, if you're doing the soft life thing, do you actually look forward to anything? Or is every day just like, I'm gonna wake up and do what I want to do? Now, I will say that sounds really nice. And then I also think that there's like aspects of the soft life which I wish to just inherit more, just like taking things more easy. And you know, I feel like part of soft life is also like romanticizing your life. If you've heard people say that, where you kind of just like make everything that you do in your life way more important or more larger or more dramatized than it is, to, I guess, in turn make yourself feel better. I'm all for that. So I'm wondering if maybe it's just like, if I work a 9-to-5 job and like that's what I do and I'm a career driven focused person, would soft life for me just be like romanticizing the weekend and romanticizing time where I'm not at work? I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. My last opinion on this is that I do think that there are a lot of people who are doing this soft life, and in my head I'm like, does everybody not have a job, or is it all like for the internet? Like, you know how like the internet's not real. So I'm wondering, is a part of it just like the internet's not real and people are just like portraying this soft life for the 10 to 15 seconds that you see it on camera? Or are people really having these like super, super dramatic, lovely, peaceful, hear the birds chirping every morning type of life? I don't know. Okay, so before I continue yapping my mouth, let's get into my concealer. I have been seeing this Tower 28 all over TikTok, and I've seen a lot of black girls use it, a lot of people with darker skin tone than me, so I'm really excited. I did try it on in Sephora the other day, and it looks amazing. So, Tower 28, and I'm in the shade Camo, which I believe is number 15. So yeah, let's get into this concealer. Actually, I lied. Before getting into the concealer, we're going to get into blush because I have been seeing a lot of people do like the technique where you kind of like underpaint. So you do your blush first and your liquid blush and then your concealer and then all your powders. So I picked up a new blush as well. Lots of new products in here today. This is the E.l.f. Camo liquid blush in the color Coral Crush. I believe it's new. I'm not really sure, but it looks like this. So cute and pinky. It for sure gives spring. So I'm gonna apply this first and then put my concealer on after. I guess to wrap up the soft life topic, I'm just wondering, like, is it realistic for people, regular people who are not like make their full-time living on social media and can like do soft life every day? Is it one of those things, you know, like I was saying, where there's just aspects of the soft life that you put into your routine? You know, I just want to know, like, is it realistic? Are there any people just like me and probably half of America who are doing their 9-to-5s but still consider themselves having a soft life? I don't know. Next topic, I feel like it's super duper, I feel like it's a good one. Do y'all see the blend? Okay, I just got started, so let me chill out. And I'm probably gonna put a lot of blush on because I want to. And also, if you see like sunscreen and my edge is not blended, mind your business. Okay, so I'm pretty sure everyone here is familiar with the term chronically online. And if you're not, it just means that you literally never touch grass. And my thing with this is that I'm starting to think that I'm chronically online, but not necessarily in a negative way. I think that there's like levels to being chronically online. Like, you know, I'm a real person, I have a real job, I have a real life, and I can completely separate from social media and the internet at any point in time, I think. I don't know if those close to me would agree, but I think that I can separate versus like, I guess, I'm not gonna say bad, but the more intense version of chronically online where you literally never touch grass. I don't mean like literally, like you don't go outside and touch grass, because clearly people have to do things, but everything that you get is from the internet. You get your information from social media. You find things that you like through social media. And I feel like when you're chronically online like that, you don't really have a sense of like individuality, or I don't know, like your own opinion on things. So I don't know, I've been like thinking about it more and more because I feel myself being dragged more into like what it really means to be chronically online. And for me, you know, I do have individuality. I'm a very unique person. I can form my own thoughts, but I do find myself like, and I guess that's the point of social media, is being influenced. But I feel like being influenced to the point where I'm like, oh, I wish that was my life. Oh, I wish that I had this. Oh, I wish I had that. Things that like without social media, I'm not gonna say like in a negative way, I probably would have never gotten or attained or wanted to buy, and I would have been just fine without it. But social media kind of has a way of like really letting you know that you're so far behind in life than everybody else. Mind you, half of these people are not doing the other things that us regular everyday people are doing, like going to work and having a regular job, I guess. I don't know. So I don't know, I just feel like sometimes I need to take breaks. And I also think that a thing that really helped me feel less chronically online was moving from being a consumer of social media to being a creator of social media. You know, now I post on TikTok and I post on YouTube and I spend half of the time that I do consuming media pouring into my own media, which is like, okay, I feel that I do have a grasp on reality here still, maybe unlike others. Okie dokie. So now that the blush is done, and as you can see, I did the blush on my cheeks. I feel like I have an apple shaped face or a heart-ish, I don't know. So I like to do my blush like right in the front of my cheeks and bring it up along my cheekbones. But to give it that more like sun-kissed look, I kind of brought it into my eyebrow area and then put some over my nose, just a little bit. This blush is blending really well. Obviously, like products that are the same brand tend to blend really well together, but I don't know, y'all. The base on this is like, the base is eating. But yeah, y'all, in this same realm of like social media, I also want to talk about like comparison, whether that's comparing yourself to others, people comparing you to others, or just literally anything. More specifically for me though, like comparing yourself to others in the media and like comparing your life to theirs, comparing what you have to them. I have found myself doing it way more often than before, and I have to like catch myself like, hey, you're doing just fine, your life is just fine. But I think it's not that I'm watching them and I'm consciously like, oh, I wish I had that. You know, I watch and I scroll and I'm like, okay, that's cute. But I think it's because like there's an overloaded amount of like, I'm rich, I have money, I have 3 cars, I have no debt, I have $12 million in savings, I can go on trips every month. Like there's so much of that when you're on social media. You know, you like one video and everything about that is flooded to your page. And sometimes that can like subconsciously, low-key, high-key make you feel like, okay, I feel like I should be there in life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it just kind of feels like, dang, I wish that I was there. And then in turn, you kind of start to feel like, wow, I'm really not where I should be in life. People are so much further than me. And I really, really hate that for our generation. I feel like it's already hard for our generation to do the simple things that we can just due to the economy, due to just different types of pressures that are on us. But then now we have the pressure of social media, and it's like, yes, at 25, you should own a house and own a car and have no student loan debt and have $50,000 in savings. So that way, when you retire, you can be some quadruple millionaire. And it's like, it's just shoved further and further down my throat how so far not where I'm supposed to be I am, when all of these creators, like that's all I see all day, is that all these people who don't have to work a 9-to-5 job, who get to go on trips to all the countries that I want to go on trips to, who can build these wardrobes with these beautiful clothes that I wish I had in my closet. Like, y'all, sometimes it can really be a lot, and I hate being that person that's like, oh, I wish I had, because I'm all about, you know, create the life that you want for yourself, and you, whatever you work hard for, you know, you deserve to have. But it definitely is like a real thing seeing people just, you say it's like you're working hard to save up for a car, save up for your dream car that you know you'll still have to make payments on for like years, and then you go on social media and maybe you're just looking up your car to see it, and there's a video of somebody who's like, yep, I just bought this car outright, da 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 da, with all the bells and whistles. And it really just makes you feel like, damn, I wish that was me. I don't know if anybody else can relate, but I feel like that is a very real thing that I personally have experienced with being on social media. Okay, so I just started doing this like last few times I've done my makeup, and I feel like it'll work out because we're still very like glowy, very dewy. But I'm gonna use the Milani Make It Last. This is my setting spray. It says prime, hydrate, and set, so I guess this step would be the hydrate step, and I'm kind of just gonna spray it so that way the concealer can be super duper juicy when I blend it in. I am letting it sit for a little bit to dry because I really want it to like get into those creases and just be flawless and seamless. So yeah, in the meantime, let's do my brows, because literally will not take long, and I'm going to finish yammering on about this particular subject. But yeah, like, you know, I feel like I can recognize now that I definitely have found times when I'm spending too much time on social media and I feel like I'm starting to compare myself to others. And just to combat that, I'm not gonna say that I spend less time on social media because that would be unrealistic. I probably consume just the same amount as I would when I'm feeling depressed about it than when I'm not. But what I do is just like, I make sure I reassure myself. I don't know if people do that, but like I literally reassure myself and I think about my dreams. I think about the things I want to do. I think about how hard I've worked to be where I am and just how blessed I am to be where I am today. When I think about it that way, like that really helps me to not compare myself to others, because it's like, your life is unique. You're the only person who can live it, and anything is literally possible. Like right now I'm using the NYX Lift and Snatch on my brows. I did get my brows done because they were just unruly, so I don't really need much work here. And as you can see, she really did her big one on my brows, but I'm kind of just filling in the sparse spots with this little pen, because you can do like real brush strokes. So this is what this looks like. It's the Lift and Snatch brow tint pen, and I'm just in the color black. And then this is my really crusty dusty NYX brow glue, of course, that I'm always using. Anyways, I'm gonna bring the mirror super duper close so I can blend out this concealer, so I'm gonna focus and do that. I like to start like kind of at the bottom where the concealer will meet my cheek and blend it up. And then I like to go to my eye and kind of leave like the inner eye part for last, because I have fine lines under my eyes and my eyes have like dark circles. And so I want to make sure that like I do that part last, so that way I can quickly blend it and then put on the powder and it not like be creasing and nasty. So that is what I'm doing here. Is this anybody else's favorite part of the makeup routine? Like, I feel like doing the concealer, you see everything come together and you just be like, oh, tea. My review on this Tower 28 concealer so far, it is going on really smooth. It's blending very smooth. The color is not too yellow or too orangey. And I'm not gonna lie, doing that little concealer right here on the cheek, I'm pretty sure it did nothing for the look. Y'all can let me know. I just be trying stuff, you know. Okay, y'all, this is like the crucial step, and I'm kind of like torn between using two different products for my under eye right now. Like, I kind of want to set my under eye with the Laura Mercier Translucent Honey, but I also kind of really want to set it with this like Fit Me 330. But then I also have the Sephora Microsmooth powder, which is like a baked face powder. I feel that this one will work better because what I want to do is put the Essence Brighten Up powder under my eyes. Again, I want this to be super natural, and sometimes the Maybelline Fit Me can feel a little bit cakey under my eyes in particular because they do already have those fine lines. So basically what I do is just like really blend it with my brush under my eye and make sure it's all up in those creases. And I kind of hold my face like this. And then I'm gonna take it on this little triangle puff, dab it on here, and then go straight under. Yeah, so while I finish my powder, let's get into the next topic that I think is so interesting. And it's kind of still in the realm of social media. Like, I feel like all my topics today are kind of in the realm of social media, or at least you'll find their context on social media. But what do y'all think about soft launches and hard launches? Like, I feel like that was not a thing, and then all of a sudden it was a thing. I mean, and I have contributed. I've done the soft launch and hard launch. Again, if you're unfamiliar, soft launch is when you're like letting the people know that you're in a relationship now without actually showing the person. You may show like, oh, a hand, a shoe, flowers, a love letter, like just little, you know, like symbolic things, just like a hint of your person. Hard launch is like full send, like this is my boyfriend. The reason why I wanted to talk about it is because I feel like, I just think it's kind of so silly and funny, all of the like effort. Oh, there's sunscreen in my eye. But I feel like there's so much pressure for people with social media and like their relationships, that so much so to the point where like these terms even became a thing. Like, I do not, like, all of a sudden they became a thing. I feel like I first heard about soft launch literally in 2024, just last year. Let me know if y'all have heard of soft launch before then. But like, I just think it's so funny, but I think it's cute. I think it's something really special about wanting to like debut your partner on social media for everybody else. There is something a little bit like insane about it, because it's like, why does it matter? Like not the soft launch part specifically, like why, if you're gonna hard launch them anyways, what is the point of a soft launch? But also, like, I get it, it's for the vibes. Like, I don't know. It makes me feel like the people of my generation are just like, they just do stuff to do stuff. Because in my head, it's like, if you're letting the people know you're in a relationship, you're not ready to show that person yet. I fully get that and resonate with that, being the fact that I have soft launched my man on social media. But also, I just think it's so funny and silly that we're soft launching anyways, because it's like, why do we care so much what these people think, right? I'm gonna take the back of this puff and use the brightening powder just like under my eyes and on my forehead. As you can see, it is brightening up, right? Like, it is this basically white color, this white yellow color. And the technique here that I like is just to continue to dab it out until it is no longer as like, what's the word? Pigmented, thank you. I'm just gonna dab this out so it's not so, until it's not so pigmented. Perfect. Okay, so continuing on, now that I've started to powder up, I'm going to go in with this NYX Buttermelt blush. Buttermelt blush. Goodness, say NYX Buttermelt blush 5 times fast. It's in the shade Had Butta. They say it's a vivid orange. I have been waiting on this. Look at that color. Continuing on with this like soft launch, hard launch, I think it more speaks to like a general change in, I guess, the dating scene for 2025, or just the past like 5 years. And I think I really want to speak on it from the perspective of somebody who's in a relationship, because a lot of the things that are going on in the dating scene right now, and what I really mean by that is like how people even start to date. Like, I talk to my friends, I hear their experiences, they share them with me. People share their experiences online about, going on a date and courting, and men and women wanting traditional partners, but then also like completely contradicting themselves when they start to get into like the actual specific characteristics of a person. And so I'm just curious like what y'all's thoughts on that are. My thoughts is that I feel like our generation is just nonsensical. Like, a lot of these things, in my opinion, I feel are just so stupid. I really do truly feel, and it's so very fairy tale and unrealistic of me. If that's how you feel, then that's how you feel. But my opinion is like, it does not have to be so hard. When I talk to my parents and my aunts and uncles, and just when I talk to older family members, even my granny, about dating in their time, they do not, everything was so simple. And I'm starting to wonder, as our generation, just like fear of getting hurt and fear of wasted time, which is something I just really don't believe in, or fear of things not going right, and just like this always chasing this like type of perfection, is that what is hindering people from like getting in relationships and just, you know, being with a person because they treat you right, or being with a person because you like them and they make you feel good? What happened to that, and why are we as a society so far removed from it? Like, I feel like people have to go through bells and whistles to be in a relationship with somebody, and I just feel like it didn't used to be like that. And now all of a sudden, not even all of a sudden, but it's just, I felt the slow creep, you know, through, I feel like our generation, the people born in the early 2000s or late 90s, it's like, I remember in middle school being like, oh yeah, we talk. And my parents would be like, what do you mean you talk? Exactly. Like, that's so stupid. What do you mean you talk? Like, what is talking? But we literally created a term. Our generation created a term, I guess, to then fully remove ourselves from committing to just being with a person, right? Like, even if it doesn't last forever, there's just something that our generation fears with just like getting to that point. And then it's like, okay, there's the talking. Then we're getting into like the 2010s up until pretty much still now, situationships. What do you mean? Situationship? I think I literally was telling my granny one year a while ago about what a situationship was. And she was like, oh, so just two people shacking up. And I thought that was so funny. Cause like, no, they're in a situationship. But then I thought about it and I was like, that's so stupid. Like, my thoughts on this: one, situationships are done. Two, there's no such thing as talking. And three, y'all need to not be afraid to date. And I can say this as a person who's in a loving relationship, because at one point I was afraid to date. And you eventually have to get out of that, or you will never be able to find somebody who is for you. But the way that we as a society just keep creating more rules and more terms and more technical things and more bells and whistles and more steps to just get to like regularly dating a person, like, that's insane. Y'all, I have been getting carried away with this blush, but it is a springtime makeup routine. Do y'all like it? I feel like it's so cute and glowy. Like, I don't know, this, I'm definitely going to link the products that I use, but y'all, I don't know. It's kind of tea. Moving on from blush and getting into eyes. Now, you may or may not see me doing the full thing because I might really have to focus, but I got some lash extensions and they're in like a fox eye kind of shape. I'm really excited for them. I haven't put lashes on in forever, but I want to practice because some of the events that I have going on this summer, I definitely want to wear lashes. So this kit is the Zen Lovely kit, and I got this on Amazon. It comes like this, which I love because it's like the whole set is there for you. Like, this is your right eye and this is your left. Boom. You don't even have to figure out 10, 20, 30. I mean, there's no numbers on here even if you wanted to, but this says soft, lightweight, and wispy. And then the kit comes with Bond, which I don't use. I will show y'all how I put on my lashes because I'm traumatized from the one experience I had using like that type of glue. It comes with these tweezers, which I really like because a lot of lash tweezers are usually like really thick, but this one is like a regular tweezer at the end, and two spoolies, and everything is pink, so of course it's cute. So as you can see, my mascara is on, but I am still doing the lashes. This is like a little trick that I do because me personally, I'm just uncomfortable putting all of like, you know, these different types of lash glues and double-sided Bond and seals on my lashes. But also, I don't really care for how the lash glue kind of low-key pulls out my eyelashes. I feel like my natural eyelashes are very beautiful. So to protect my natural eyelashes, I put mascara on first and then I do my lashes after. So let's get into it. I'm so excited. And I also like to do the technique when you take the lash and you kind of put it on this side of your eyelash instead of on top, because it just gives it a more seamless look and not like you have lashes on. So I think I'm going to do the lashes just how they're showing up on here for the very first time to see what it is that is full effect. So next topic. My line sister gave me this topic, so shout outs to you. I feel like it still goes with what I was just talking about with, like, you know, just social media pressures and societal pressures that have changed the way that people my age or just people in general are dating nowadays. And I think a really interesting one is the 50-50 topic. Now, again, if you are not chronically online and unfamiliar, what I mean by that is that there is a huge and large discourse online about 50-50 in relationships between the two parts of the relationship, and a lot of people have very strong opinions towards each thing. Some of the opinions that I personally have read and seen on social media is that 50-50, people who completely object 50-50, and like I've definitely seen 50-50 be objected by those like by men who want to fully provide and fully support their women. And then I've seen the 50-50 completely rejected by women who don't want to contribute to anything in the household. I don't know, it's just what I've seen. Now, the lot of the in between is honestly where I think a lot of me and my friends and just real people fall, is that it's not that white and black to just be like, oh yes, we're gonna do 50-50. And then within that, there's all the areas of 50-50, like are we talking 50-50 financially? Are we talking 50-50 in all these other ways? Okay, y'all, it's getting serious. I think the lashes are ready. I think they're tacky. I'm gonna bring my mirror real close. I'm gonna open my eye real wide and I'm gonna stick it. I may or may not need to like hit y'all up when I finish, because I might need a focus. But I don't know yet. We will see. But yes, back to the topic of conversation, 50-50. I see a lot of people say, you know, things don't have to necessarily be 50-50. Sometimes they're 60-40 financially, or I see couples who come online and talk about the specific things that they would want the different parties in the relationship to pay for and contribute to. I do think the conversation, like it being a discourse, is kind of nonsensical, because it's like your relationship is completely individual to you and your partner. So it's kind of like pointless, in my opinion, for it to even be a topic of conversation on the internet. And then also, I think as much as a lot of people are like, oh yes, I want to get in a relationship with a person who's going to provide 100%, I think that some of that stuff takes time. And I also think that sometimes our age have unrealistic expectations of where men, or speaking for like women, I think some of the women in our generation have unrealistic expectations on what the men who are our same age, how far they're supposed to be in life. Like, if I don't even have 50K saved up, why would I expect my partner to have 50K if we're the exact same age? Like, it just, some of that stuff is kind of illogical to me. It's like, if you want somebody to be fully 100% supporting you just based off of the finances, and you want them to be the same age, you might be waiting for a while. And I also think that, like, not that people should lower their standards, but I think like preference, the words preference, standard, and expectations have all kind of blended into one thing, which is where I'm kind of like, okay, like I think that you can maybe prefer, like if you're like me, like our age, younger people or young adults who really don't have that much of a leg up in life, you can prefer, if you're gonna date someone your same age, right? I'm saying, like, if we're on the same level playing field, I think it's fair for you to prefer that person make more money than you, but to have it be an expectation that they're going to fully support your life at this moment just makes no sense, because you can't even support 2 lives. So why would you think that person will be able to support 2? Like, that's why I'm like, some of the stuff that I see, in my opinion, is nonsensical. Now, I should probably blow on these lashes. They're taking a while. I can see how like some of those things can seem a little glamorous, like, but that is not reality for most people, which is why I feel that the 50-50 conversation is dumb. I also feel that the people who are like, you know, screaming at the top of their lungs that they hate 50-50 aren't actually contributing anything to the relationship. And I don't mean just like, clearly not financially, but I don't think these people are adding value. Okay, y'all, I think we're stuck. This is eating. This is so cute. These are so long, longest lashes I have put on in a while. If you knew me freshman year of college, I wore these AliExpress faux mink lashes at like 20 millimeters like every weekend. This is kind of like bringing me back to that. But anyways, I think what I want to do is finish these and come back so we can finish discussing. Y'all, okay, how do we like the lashes? Close up. This one's kind of bugging my eye, which is completely normal because I'm not used to having lashes on like literally ever. But what do we think? Also, does anybody have like an eye that is always like their best eye when doing eye makeup or mascara or anything, because mine has always been my right eye, even though my favorite side of my face is my left. So weird. So that about wraps up the lashes, and now I want to get into my finishing touches because this is not quite finished yet. We're gonna get into some lips. I'm going to quickly go over the products that I'm gonna use. So for the lips, I have this NYX Line Loud lip pencil in the color Too Blessed, and it literally, I don't know how to sharpen these things. Like, maybe I just need a regular sharpener, but because this part's plastic, I'm always like weirded out. So this is kind of like chewed. So if I can't get any more to that, I'm gonna use my NYX pencil in Cold Brew. Also, let me know in the comments if you're on TikTok and you know about like the Cold Brew lore. There's a creator on there who has been like talking with Nick and really going ham about how they changed the formula. So I kind of want to know if I have like the original formula. Anyways, I'm gonna top that with my e.l.f. lip oil, and this is the color Jam Session. I wear this like every day. I'm gonna add a little bit of shimmer by putting this NYX Butter Gloss Bling, and this is in the shade Pricey. And then I'm going to top that off with this lip gloss. It's like pink. I think it'll tie in just like the warmness of it. It's by this brand Lick or Leak. And this is in the color Bombshell. I think you can find them on Amazon. I first got this lip gloss a million years ago in JCPenney, so I hope you can find it. Next then would be my eyeshadow, which all I want to do is kind of layer the Buttermelt blush with my NARS blush for Dimension. And then I have this color pop that it's like very shimmery. This is in the shade Roy G. Biv. I kind of want to put that right in the middle to add just like, you know, a pop of pink. And then we're gonna set everything and that'll be it. So anyways, the topic of 50-50. My like final thoughts on it is that I truly think that people should stop basing their ideas of their relationship off of social media, which is like, duh. But I think it's easy for people to find, you know, things or aspects of other people's relationships and be like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. I'm gonna apply that to mine. And they'll hear what other people's like preferences or expectations are and inhabit those or inherit those as their own without actually like going out and having the experience to even say, yes, this is a preference of mine. I honestly think that our generation of people needs to go out more. They need to just experience people more and not be afraid to, you know, get out there. People also need to like do away with all of these rules in their head. Like, of course you have your non-negotiables. You want somebody to respect you, you want somebody to do this, but like I just don't think it makes any sense to go out seeking somebody who is going to go 50-50 with you, because 9 times out of 10 they're not right away. You know, that's something that takes time and comes later. Now you're probably like, okay girl, you just like basically was talking about what you think, your opinion on everybody else's opinion. What is your opinion on 50-50? My opinion is that it depends on your relationship. It depends on where y'all are. It depends on the places in life. You know, like 50-50 can work for some people and 50-50 cannot. For me and my relationship, you know, 1 year 50-50 might work, 1 year it might not work. Or like when people say they want somebody to fully support them, 50-50, 100% from one person may work for a bit of time, and then that may not work anymore for another bit of time. So, you know, being adaptable in your relationship is cool, but also like not setting your expectations like to the moon is also probably a really good idea. So that way, you know, you actually can find somebody and have fun and not just everything be about, oh, what can that other person do for you? How do we feel about the lip combo? I feel like it's tame. It's not too much. I kind of want to put a little bit of this in the middle. Let me know if I should. I hope y'all aren't screaming at me not to, because I totally am. Oh, that was too much. Oh, was that too much? Oh my God. Wait. Oh, y'all, that was perfect. Oh, so cute. And then let's get into the eyeshadow. I'm just gonna do it really, really quick and then hop back on the camera when it's finished. Okay, here we are. We're just about finished. I used a little bit more powder. I used the Essence All About Matte Fixing Compact Powder just for like my T-zone area, and made sure that I didn't do the rest of the face to keep it nice and glowy. I did my eyeshadow close up on that. We already saw the lips, and then I just put a little bit of highlighter on my face, and I will show you that as well. I bought this from Target a long time ago, but this is the Artisan Color Baked Bronzer in the color Ginger Snap, and it looks like this. Put a little bit on my nose, and now time to set. This is the completed makeup look. Everything is set. Everything is feeling super duper glowy, super just, I don't know, pinky, coral, orange. I am in love. These lashes are a 10. These are so freaking cute. Yeah, y'all, everything is eating. I'm really glad that I got my eyebrows done because I think that it wouldn't hit as hard if they weren't finished. But as you can see on my channel, I really never have them done, so you can still look and feel beautiful without them. But yes, y'all, my hair is curled, the makeup is finished, and I have yapped to y'all for longer than I probably should. I'm gonna rate the makeup a 10 out of 10. I think this is probably my favorite makeup look so far. The next makeup look I do on this channel, fingers crossed, I hope is like a smoky, like baddie type of makeup, because I've been trying to like conquer that style, and I don't know, everything looks super muddy. So I'm gonna practice, I'm gonna get in the lab and then come back and show y'all what I learned. But yeah, until then, this is the look. Okay, some close-ups. So this was so fun, a great way to spend my Sunday morning. So I really hope you all enjoyed. I hope that, I don't know, these topics were interesting for y'all as they were for me. Please drop more topics if you like listen to me chat, if I'm entertaining in that way. Drop some topics in the comments and maybe I can do another one of these soon. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.